Okay, so today I'm gonna be showing the Opengoal launcher on the Legion Go. So Jak and Daxter has been getting ported over, or not ported, technically being natively rebuilt from the ground up through these guys right here. They've pretty much have squared away Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, in a pretty functional format, honestly. And then Jak 2 they're currently working on. And I've been played through a decent majority of it without any issues whatsoever. So today I'm going to be showing you guys just a little bit of how it runs on the Legion Go, some settings that I personally used to get it up and running. But overall, the setup guide is very straightforward. You can just follow along their own setup guide, because since the Legion Go uses Windows 11, doesn't use any funky operating system like the Steam Deck or anything like that. It's pretty much you just plug and play, and then you can add the launcher as a Steam shortcut to make things easy. But it really took like no extra special steps or anything like that. It's honestly just boom, easy. All right, so in the Legion Space menu, you can have it at the full resolution, and then 144 hertz in order to run it at it. You know, if you want to run it at a high FPS, you can. I believe Jak and Daxter will go to 120 or to 150. So if you want to fully utilize that, you just want to have these two checked. Alright, so here, once you have all that set up, you go up here into the settings for the Legion Go. The performance mode, the TDP you want on performance, and then the OS power mode you want on efficiency. I've noticed that this is what helps it run the best. Once you're all good with that, here in the actual game settings, you want to go to graphic, game resolution, make sure it's all the way at the top at the 2560 by 1600. Display mode, I've noticed that I have a couple of issues running it on full screen. So if you have issues with the full screen, just go ahead and try the borderless. And then VSync on, aspect ratio, fit to screen. The 16 by 10 for some reason kind of goofs it up sometimes. So if you do fit, that might help. But right now the 1610 is looking good. MSA, you can have it as off. And then frame rate, you can have it at 150. And then level of detail, high, no particle culling, forced environment mapping, and no actor culling. That way you can see things from a pretty far distance. With that all being said, should be able to run everything at a pretty solid rate, at a high frame rate too. And then my camera on my recorder here, it's pretty solid, but it doesn't really show you just how good and crisp this looks.
Hey, I see the sculptor's muse.
But yeah, just for example, to just show you guys how big of a difference that running this on Opengoal makes. One, I mean, off in the distance, you can see so much detail that just wasn't there through native PS2 emulation or even the PS3 remastered version. Because if you're a pretty huge Jak and Daxter fan, you'll know that like upping the resolution on the PS2 version is really nice, but on the PS4 and PS5, they're using basically just kind of like a slightly upscaled PS2 emulator, which is cool that we get to play the Jak and Daxter series on a newer generation of consoles, which is amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, like I really appreciate that. And it has trophy support in the whole 9 yards, but for some stupid reason, they didn't just port the PS3 collection, which the PS3 collection ran at like a native 1080p, and they upped it to the 60 FPS, and it ran so much better than the PS2 versions. But obviously, if you have a PS4 or PS5, you can't just run the PS3 version, which up until the Opengoal team has been working on this, has been pretty much, some would say, the best way to play it. But you guys can see here, like with Opengoal, like you get so much detail, like off in the distance. Like you can see this little berserker balloon, which I believe is part of the swamp level. And then you get to see the precursor station over there, Samos's hut. And I mean, if you guys can barely see it, but all the way over there is the waterfall, which is in the Sandover, the beach. I forgot the level name right off the top of my head, but it would be over there. And with Opengoal, there's people making texture packs for this game, which I believe I'm running one currently. I can't... I'm pretty sure I'm running one right now. I believe half the textures got messed up in the installation process, but I mean, with a texture pack and I mean 1600p, basically a 2K screen, 150 FPS in the palm of your hand is, I mean, just amazing. These games are like one of the best out there, and basically playing essentially a remastered version of it is flawless. With the Steam Deck, there's a lot of people getting Opengoal able to run on there, but there was a lot of backwards things that you had to do to it because it was you know, it's Linux, which I mean it's okay, but the Windows version of Opengoal is, I feel like, the definitive version, and with the Legion Go just supporting that natively, it's just plug and play and rock and roll. But the draw distance is amazing because you can see all those orbs all the way over there, and you can see all these particle effects way off in the distance. There's like no culling whatsoever, and because this game is just such a simple, easy, fun platformer, having everything just increase exponentially as far as the settings go, and just having it natively supported is just awesome. Like, it's really hard to complain. It was something that's like so amazing, and you get you just get this native support for the game.
Step 2. Think about not doing something like that again.
But I haven't gotten very far in my Jak and Daxter playthrough on my Legion Go. I played it on my Steam Deck, and I had pretty minimal to no issues. It was an absolute pain in the butt to get it up and running. There's a lot of ass backwards things I had to do to get it working, and God forbid try to get a texture pack working. But with the Legion Go, like, I got it set up within like 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video about it because it was just easy. And Opengoal, they continue to make updates, and they continue to make quality of life improvements on this application of theirs. And Naughty Dog has, I mean, I'm pretty sure they picked it up on the radar a little bit. I think one person noticed that one of them commented on the Opengoals team Twitter page or something like that, but having this not being shut down is really nice because, out there you get a lot of companies that try to do something like great and nice, and they get shut down by the parent company or they get a cease and desist letter. So it's really nice to see that this team has just been working very hard and dedicated to this system for so long, and they haven't been stopped. Their progress has been slow, but their progress has been solid, and I haven't had any complaints about the Opengoal software. Let's see. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how Jak 2 runs. That one, they say it's in beta, which it kind of still is, but I've been playing it on PC, and I've been playing it a little bit on the Legion Go here, and I haven't had any massive issues with it. They just started development on Jak 3, which is fantastic because when they started development on Jak 2, it was ready to rock and roll within a couple of months. So hopefully by the end of the year, Jak 2 and Jak 3 will just be fully playable. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how Jak 2 has been running so far. Kind of same borderline concept. With the settings, you can kind of just keep it the same. These are some general settings that I've been using that just work on everything without it really any major issues. Let's see. I don't have Discord. Game resolution 2560 by 1600. Borderless, because I noticed just a little bit with full screen mode, like you get like an odd blurriness almost. Frame rate, we'll crank that to 144. Yep. VSync, yep. MSA off. PS2. Particle calling off. Object shadows extended. High resolution side on. That's new, I believe, last time I checked. Okay, so just instantly, boom. Running so far so good, like really good actually. Temperatures are decent, not too bad. I've been using Legion Go for like a handful of hours now. Or actually, that's a little bit slow-mo. I think I'm playing with the Hero Plus mode. I can't remember if that is like a feature or not. Let's drop it back down to 60 and see. Okay. Well, we should be good. This is running at full speed, I think, so far. I was wondering why that speeder was so slow. Seems to be... So Jak 2 seems to have a little bit of slowdowns. Overall, it's real smooth. They did say that the high refresh rate was experimental, and I believe I'm using a texture pack on here, so maybe it will run a little bit better without the texture pack. But yeah, it seems like his movement's just a little bit slower. than normal, from what I remember. So let's see. Let's try 75. Or you know what? We can actually go into performance here. And technically we can even go into custom. Custom 30 watt performance. Let's try doing the 30 watt. Let's see if sucking up more juice will help. I think I broke something. Yeah, I think I broke something. Oh, never mind. It went to my controller instead. So let's load back up those settings and let's give that a shot real quick. Yeah, let's see, custom performance. Okay, so let's see how well it runs with just sucking up a little bit more juice.
Suspect's description.
Yeah, seems pretty good. Okay, so sucking up more thermal TDP or whatever. Here's that this is running a little bit better. So let's go into graphics and can we run that? Ooh, a little bit of slowdown. Yep, a little bit of slowdown there. The game just, it's not like it's underperforming. It just seems to be everything goes into like a slow motion rate. Okay. $120 seems to be okay. So yeah, it looks like depending on what settings you can use, 120 might be okay, but you know, they did say it was experimental and all that fun jazz. So maybe it will get better performance over time. But again, 60 FPS seems to have no issues whatsoever, no slowdowns, nothing at all. And then with the 60 FPS mode, we can run in performance and efficiency modes for, you know, better thermals and increased battery life, and there's no difference whatsoever here. Yeah. Yeah, so looks like 60 FPS right now seems to kind of be the sweet spot for Jak 2. Let's just change the refresh rate to 60 real quick. And yeah, it looks like Jak 2's the high refresh rate doesn't seem to be running too good. It might work if you have a more powerful laptop or a more powerful computer. But good old-fashioned 60 FPS, no issues here. Everything's running smooth. Everything's running great. Particle effects are great. running around, shooting, causing chaos, no slowdowns whatsoever. My FPS counter up here seems to have stopped working, but seems to be overall like pretty good. This is a pretty clustered area, I feel like. I feel like this area has a lot more going on in it than some other areas throughout the game, so I feel like this is a good area to kind of test it out. But honestly, overall, it's really honestly impressive. Like Jak 1, no issues whatsoever. None at all. Jak 2, there's a little bit of play, a little bit of messing with it, a little bit of goofing with it, but it's perfectly good. Perfectly pretty solid. And being able to play this game with a high resolution and just even 60 FPS, like, yeah, 120, 140, that's pretty damn sweet, but in the palm of my hand, I'll take 60 over anything else. You can even see my thermals, they're just sitting a little bit under 60. So, I mean, I know that I can probably take this game out for a long time. If I bring it with me, or, you know, over glorified lunch break machine. It did just slow down there just a second. It did just slow down just a little bit. So that's not bad. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. For anyone out there who has a Steam Deck, I had one and it ran pretty great on there too. But the Legion Go, with its high resolution and high refresh rate, it's quite the fucking treat, if I might say so. So yeah, I hope this video helps. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in. I'll try my best to answer them the best I can. But yeah, overall, I'm very, very happy with how it runs on the Legion Go. So if this video helps you consider buying a Legion Go, then by all means, I'm glad that you guys checked it out. Deuces.